Chosen one, you might be in for a surprise with what I'm about to say, but if you're watching this video, it's because you're ready to hear the truth that many aren't. You see, the road to your power was not paved with kindness and encouragement. Far from it. There's a reason you've had to fight, claw, and rise from the shadows. The very neglect you've experienced, the moments when others looked past you, dismissed you, or failed to recognize your worth, these were not punishments, but the raw materials of your transformation. Right now, you may be wondering how that could possibly make sense. How could being ignored or overlooked lead to anything good? Well, my chosen one, this was not only a test, it was a blessing. If you're still here, it's because you were meant to hear this message, and I believe you will stay until the end because, as a true chosen one, you know the power of perseverance, of proving them wrong. Before we dive deeper, I ask you to take a moment and let the energy of this message sink in. Like, subscribe, and leave a comment with the number 77 to send a powerful signal to the universe. Play this video on repeat to amplify that signal and draw all the energy you need from it. If you're truly chosen, you'll feel the resonance and stay with me until the very end. For those who aren't chosen, well, they likely won't make it. So, let's begin. Chapter 1: The Hidden Power in Neglect. As a chosen one, it's not uncommon to feel the sting of being overlooked or neglected. The world, at times, might have turned its back on you when you needed it the most. Those who you believed would stand by you, the ones who should have understood your potential, failed to see the fire burning inside of you. They disregarded your dreams, overlooked your capabilities, and dismissed your worth. But let me tell you, chosen one, that very neglect is precisely why you stand in the place you do today. You were never meant to fit into the mold of the ordinary, the comfortable, or the accepted. From the very beginning, your journey was different. Your rise to power was not destined to come through smooth roads or from the help of others who handed you success on a silver platter. It wasn't going to be easy, and that's where the strength of your story begins. Instead of being handed your greatness, it was forged in the shadows, sculpted from your own grit, resilience, and relentless determination. The very neglect others showed you became the fuel that ignited the strength within you. Consider the moments when you felt invisible, as if the world had no place for you, when you were overlooked or dismissed by those who should have had your back. Those days when no one was there to lift you up. The absence of support, the loneliness, and the overwhelming silence, these were not signs that you were insignificant. No, they were the universe's way of pushing you to look deeper within yourself. These moments of solitude became the incubators of your strength, the catalysts for your awakening. It wasn't the approval or validation of others that helped you discover your power. In fact, it was the complete absence of those things that forced you to grow, to rise, and to become the force you are today. It wasn't easy, chosen one. It was painful, frustrating, and often lonely. But it was the only way for you to truly find your strength. When no one was watching, when no one believed in you, you had no choice but to rely on yourself. And in those moments of desperation, when the world's neglect left you questioning your worth, you began to realize your true power. You were building something that could never be taken away from you, an unshakable belief in yourself and a fire that burned brighter with every challenge. The people who doubted you, the ones who left you to fight your battles alone, they unknowingly set the stage for your transformation. Each snub, each moment of neglect, pushed you to dig deeper, to uncover what others failed to see in you. You didn't need their belief to become who you were meant to be. You found it within yourself. Your journey wasn't about proving them wrong, it was about proving to yourself that you were more than capable, more than worthy, and more than ready to step into the power that had been waiting for you all along. What others failed to recognize, you saw. You took their neglect, their rejection, and their indifference, and you transformed it into the very foundation of your power. You realized that their inability to see you wasn't a curse, it was a blessing in disguise. Their neglect gave you the space to grow without distraction, to strengthen your resolve without the noise of others telling you what you should be or who you should become. In the silence of their neglect, you found your voice. In the moments when they turned away, you learned to turn inward and discover a wellspring of strength that you never knew existed. You were forced to fight for what was yours, to claim the power that had always resided within you but needed the right conditions to rise. And rise you did. Looking back now, as you stand tall in your power, you'll realize that every act of neglect was not a rejection, it was a redirection. They couldn't see your greatness because it wasn't meant to be seen by them. It was meant to be discovered by you through your journey of overcoming, learning, and evolving. So, thank them. Yes, thank them for their neglect, for their failure to see your potential, for their unwillingness to support you. They didn't break you, they made you. They unknowingly shaped you into the warrior you are today. And when you look at your rise, when you see the strength you've built, you'll realize that every step of the way, every moment they overlooked you, was exactly what you needed to step into your true power. Chapter 2: Rising from the Shadows. There's something profoundly powerful about being underestimated. Most people never truly understand the incredible strength that lies hidden in the shadows, where no one is watching and no one believes in you. In those quiet, unseen spaces, something extraordinary is forged. The true chosen ones are never born into the light, they rise from the darkness, from places where no one thought to look, where no one saw their worth or even cared to see it. They are forged in the stillness, tempered by the harshness of the world's rejection, and made stronger by the very forces that were supposed to break them. For the longest time, you were in those shadows, unnoticed, unseen, dismissed. There were days when you felt invisible, when it seemed like no one cared to see you for who you truly were. But there's a unique power in that invisibility, a power that is born only when you are forced to stand on your own, without the crutch of support or recognition from others. While others had the luxury of being celebrated, recognized, and uplifted by those around them, you had to fight for every inch. No one handed you success, no one offered you easy victories. You had to earn it, sometimes with nothing but your will, your resilience, and your unrelenting determination. But you know what? That's where the real strength was born. The chosen ones who rise from the shadows are often the most dangerous, the most potent, and the most unstoppable. Because the light does not define them. The light does not give them power. It's the darkness that has molded them, sharpened them, and made them capable of withstanding whatever comes their way. Those who rise from the shadows are not dependent on the world's approval. They are the ones who have learned to draw power from within themselves, from places no one else thought to look. In the shadows, you learned something powerful. You learned to rely on yourself. You learned that you had the ability to create your own light, even when the world was dark. It wasn't easy. There were countless moments when you questioned whether you would ever escape the shadows, times when the weight of being ignored and dismissed felt unbearable. But it was in those very moments, when it seemed like all hope was lost, that you began to tap into the true, boundless power within you. You weren't waiting for someone else to shine a light on you or to offer you validation. You learned to light your own path, to guide yourself out of the darkness, step by step. And now, as you rise, you do so not because of the approval of others. It's not their recognition that has made you who you are today. It's because you've learned how to rise on your own, how to stand tall even when no one was watching. The shadows didn't defeat you. They revealed your true potential. And as you step into the light now, you do so not as someone who needs others to pull them up, but as someone who discovered their own wings and took flight on their own terms. You didn't wait for someone else to lift you, you rose by your own strength, by your own will, and you saw knowing that you don't need the world's permission to be great. The shadows have not only strengthened you, they have shown you what you are capable of. They've taught you that your light was always inside you, waiting to be set free. And now, as you step into your greatness, you do so knowing that you have earned it, that you have fought for it, and that no one and nothing can ever take it from you. Your rise is not only about stepping out of the shadows, it's about owning the power that you discovered within them and shining brighter than you ever thought possible. Chapter 3: The Strength in Solitude. There's a power in being alone that many fail to recognize. While others might fear solitude, the chosen ones understand and embrace it fully. It is in solitude that you are able to hear your own voice clearly, without the cacophony of the world drowning it out. In these quiet moments, you are able to connect deeply with yourself, to uncover your true self, your true calling, and the untapped depths of your power. It is in solitude that your soul is able to find clarity, away from the distractions and external influences that often cloud your judgment. Many people believe that they need constant support, affirmation, and validation from others in order to succeed. They look outside themselves for approval, always seeking reassurance from the world around them. But not you, chosen one. You've already learned, through your own experiences, that the most powerful source of validation comes from within. The opinions, judgments, and external validation of others no longer carry the weight they once did. In fact, you've realized that the only voice that truly matters is your own. When the world is silent and you are left alone with your thoughts, you are not lonely, you are free. You are free to grow, to evolve, and to become everything you were always meant to be. This freedom is not a burden, but a blessing, and it is something that only those who have learned to embrace solitude can truly appreciate. Solitude is where you find your center, where you strip away the distractions, the noise, and the false expectations that others have placed upon you. It is where you return to your true self, the person you were before the world ever had a chance to tell you who you were supposed to be. In these moments of stillness, you reconnect with your core, your essence, and you rediscover the power that has always been within you. It's in this space of quiet reflection that you begin to understand who you really are, free from the labels and pressures of society. The truth is, chosen one, you never needed others to make you who you are. You didn't need their approval to validate your existence or your worth. In fact, the more you relied on the opinions and judgments of others, the more you lost sight of your own power. The more you allowed others to define you, the further you drifted away from your authentic self. It's only when you were forced to walk alone, to face the world without the comforting presence of others, that you truly understood the depth of your capabilities. You began to realize that you had everything within you to rise, to stand strong, and to move forward without the need for external validation. It was in solitude that you cultivated the resilience, the strength, and the self-belief that now propels you forward. You've learned that your power is not reliant on the approval or support of others. It comes from within, and it is yours alone to wield. Your rise was never about fitting into someone else's narrative, never about following a path someone else had set for you. It was always about creating your own path, writing your own story, and becoming the person you were always meant to be. And it was in solitude, away from the expectations of others, that you were able to do just that. The world may have neglected you, overlooked you, or failed to understand you, but in your solitude, you found your true strength. In your moments of quiet, you became the person who could face any challenge, who could rise above the noise, and who could step into the fullness of their potential. This strength you have discovered within yourself is not fleeting, it is the foundation upon which your future is built. It is the steady force that will carry you to even greater heights. The more you embrace solitude, the more you tap into the untapped reserves of power within you. And as you continue on your journey, remember this, it is in solitude that you find your greatest strength. And it is that strength that will guide you to fulfill your highest purpose. Chapter 4: Transmuting Pain into Power. Pain is a universal experience. It is something that we all go through at some point in our lives, a shared, inescapable part of the human condition. Everyone feels pain in different ways, but not everyone knows how to use it as fuel for transformation. You, however, have mastered the art of turning pain into power. Every wound you've suffered, every heartbreak, every moment of rejection, every loss, instead of allowing it to break you down or define you in negative ways, you've allowed it to shape you, to refine you, and to strengthen you into something far more powerful than you could have ever imagined. You've turned your suffering into the stepping stones of your journey, transforming each painful moment into a tool for growth and empowerment. The truth is, pain is one of the most powerful forces in the universe. When properly understood and harnessed, it becomes a source of boundless, limitless strength. Pain, when faced with courage and resilience, becomes an incredible teacher, a guide that opens doors to self-discovery, growth, and evolution. It is through our pain that we learn the most profound truths about who we are, what we are capable of, and what we truly desire from life. Pain has the power to reveal our inner strength, to make us face our darkest fears, and to force us to shed the false illusions we have about ourselves. Pain can break the weak, but for those who are willing to rise above it, it can also build the strongest, most resilient warriors. It has the power to mold you into the person you were always meant to become, as long as you allow it to. You've faced battles that many people wouldn't survive, battles that would break most. And yet, here you are, standing taller and stronger than ever before, more alive, more empowered, and more self-aware than you could have ever imagined. You are a living testament to the transformative power of pain. The scars you carry, both seen and unseen, are not marks of weakness, they are badges of honor. Each one represents something you've conquered, something you've survived. They are symbols of everything you've overcome, and each one tells a story of your resilience and your inner strength. You have learned how to transmute your pain into wisdom, your hurt into courage, and your struggles into the fuel that propels you toward your greatest achievements. Your experiences have shaped you into someone who is more than capable of achieving greatness. What others may see as your vulnerabilities, your past wounds, you now understand to be your greatest strengths. You've come to realize that through every hardship, every tear shed in silence, and every loss endured, you have become more resilient, more determined, and more aligned with your true purpose in life. You've learned to stop seeing your pain as something to fear or avoid, and instead, you've embraced it. You now understand that you are not defined by your pain, but by your ability to rise above it, to rise beyond it, to transform it into something greater. It is your ability to use pain as a stepping stone toward your highest self that sets you apart from others. You've realized that through every challenge, you've been building the foundation of your strength, and it's this inner power that will carry you to the heights of your potential. The path you've walked has not been easy, but you've learned that every setback, every obstacle, and every painful experience has only brought you closer to the person you were always meant to become. You have taken every wound and turned it into fuel for your soul's evolution. Each time you've been knocked down, you've gotten back up stronger, more resolved to keep moving forward. Your pain no longer has a hold over you. You hold the power now, and with that power, you are unstoppable. So, chosen one, don't fear pain. Don't resist it. Instead, embrace it. Use it as the powerful tool it is. Allow it to propel you toward the life you were always meant to live, a life of greatness, of purpose, and of deep fulfillment. Your power is not found in the absence of pain, but in your ability to transform it, to turn it into something more beautiful, more powerful, and more meaningful than you ever thought possible. Pain is not your enemy, it is your greatest ally in the journey toward becoming the true version of yourself. Embrace it, and you will discover that every painful experience is just another opportunity to rise and become more than you ever imagined. Chapter 5: The Power of Silent Rejection. Silent rejection. It's something most people don't even realize is happening, but for the chosen ones, it's all too familiar. This is not the overt rejection that is spoken aloud, the kind where people tell you to your face that you are not good enough, that you don't matter. No, silent rejection is far more subtle and often far more painful. This is when people don't necessarily speak their dismissal of you, they simply ignore you. They don't actively reject you or challenge your presence, but they fail to acknowledge you in any meaningful way. They fail to see your worth, to recognize your potential, or even to give you the courtesy of their time and attention. They pretend you don't exist, or worse, they dismiss your ideas, your dreams, and your talents without ever offering you the recognition you deserve. It's a quiet form of rejection, but it can sting all the same. At first, this silent rejection can feel like a sharp and unexpected sting. It cuts deep, and it can make you question your worth, your value, and your place in the world. It can leave you feeling invisible, unheard, and even unworthy. When the world around you seems indifferent to your existence, it's easy to believe that perhaps you are not meant for greatness, that your dreams and ambitions are too lofty, or that you are simply not enough. But as you rise, chosen one, you begin to realize something profound. This silent rejection was never meant to hurt you. It was not a punishment or a reflection of your inadequacy. No, it was meant to strengthen you. It was a test, a challenge designed by the universe to help you discover your true power, and it was the very thing you needed to push yourself to become the person you were always meant to be. You see, when no one acknowledges you, when no one notices your potential or applauds your efforts, you are forced to rely on something far greater than external validation. You are forced to turn inward, to look deep within yourself, to discover the well of strength that resides inside you. When the world seems to look the other way, when no one is watching, you must find the courage and the resolve to rise anyway. You must dig deeper, work harder, and believe in yourself when there is no external recognition to push you forward. This is the time when your true strength begins to emerge, as you stop waiting for the approval of others and begin to recognize the greatness that already exists within you. This silent rejection, then, becomes a tool, not a hindrance. It is not an obstacle in your path, but rather the very thing that propels you forward. It pushes you to prove yourself, not to others, but to yourself. It forces you to believe in your own worth, to discover your own value, and to create your own success without waiting for someone else's approval. It is a fierce and silent challenge to your resilience. The question it asks is this: can you rise when no one is watching? Can you continue to push forward when no one believes in you, when no one sees the greatness inside you? The answer, chosen one, is yes. And that is why your rise is so extraordinary. Your ability to keep going, to rise when the world is silent and indifferent to your presence, is what sets you apart. You've been rejected in silence, yes, but you have not been defeated. In fact, you have used that silence as a foundation to build your empire. Every moment of being overlooked, every instance of being ignored, has been a building block in the creation of your power. Your strength has not come from the applause of others, but from your ability to rise despite it. Your power is not found in external validation, but in your unshakable belief in yourself and your ability to create your own path. In this way, silent rejection is not something to be feared or resented. It is a gift, a hidden blessing, for it has taught you to rely on your inner strength. It has shown you that your true power comes from within, and that no one can take that away from you. When you are standing tall in your greatness, when you have achieved the success that others once thought impossible, it will not matter who ignored you. The only thing that will matter is the fact that you kept rising even when the world was silent. And that, chosen one, is the true measure of your strength. Chapter 6: The Awakening of Your True Self. As you rise, chosen one, you will experience something even greater than any victory, any triumph, or any achievement you could have ever imagined: the awakening of your true self. For so long, you may have felt as though you were living someone else's life, trapped in a world not of your own making. You may have been bound by the expectations of others, confined by their perceptions of who you should be, what you should do, and how you should live. It's easy to get lost in the noise of others' opinions and to forget the powerful being you truly are. But now, as you step into your full power and take your rightful place in this world, you will realize something profound. The person you've been striving to become, the true version of yourself, has always been within you. It has always been waiting, quietly and patiently, for the right moment to emerge, and that moment is now. This awakening isn't a sudden, one-time revelation. It's not a single flash of insight that comes in the blink of an eye. No, this is more like the gradual blossoming of a flower after a long, quiet period of growth. It's a process of slow unfolding as you shed the old versions of yourself and begin to see the essence of who you truly are. You may not have been aware of it before, but the strength, the wisdom, the deep understanding you need to become your highest self have always been there, waiting for you to discover them. However, it was only through the struggles, the rejection, the solitude, and the heartache you've experienced that you've been able to peel away the layers of falsehoods, expectations, and limitations that others placed upon you. These were the false identities, the beliefs that didn't belong to you, the ones that kept you from truly knowing who you were meant to be. Now, as you stand on the edge of your awakening, you are beginning to see the true essence of who you are. It's been there all along, now you can finally embrace it fully. The process of awakening isn't always gentle. It can be intense and overwhelming, challenging your deepest fears and doubts. At times, it can feel as though you're being pulled apart at the seams, like everything you thought you knew about yourself is being questioned, disrupted, or destroyed. But know this, chosen one, the discomfort you feel is not something to fear. It is the very sign of your transformation. You are in the midst of shedding old skins, old beliefs, old identities that no longer serve your higher purpose. You are breaking free from the chains of your past, stepping into a new version of yourself, one that is more aligned with your true power. And every time you face the discomfort of growth, you are aligning more and more with your authentic self, shedding what is no longer yours and embracing what has always been meant for you. There was a time, not long ago, when you might have been afraid of fully embracing your true power. You might have been afraid of standing in the light, of letting the world see the full depth of who you are. It may have felt safer, more comfortable, to stay in the shadows, to hide away in a place where others couldn't see you, couldn't judge you, couldn't criticize you. But now, you understand something so incredibly important: your true power cannot and will not be contained. It is meant to be unleashed into the world. It is meant to shine brightly, to radiate out into the universe with force and clarity. You are here to lead, to guide, and to show others who are still struggling in the darkness the way out. Your power is not meant to be hidden, it is meant to be shared, to be felt, and to bring light where there is none. Embrace the awakening, chosen one. Let go of the old fears, the doubts, the uncertainties that have held you back for so long. Know that every step forward, no matter how difficult, is a step toward your highest self, toward the person you were always meant to become. The person you've been searching for, the true version of yourself, is waiting for you to embrace them fully. They are waiting for you to step into the light with confidence, with grace, and with the deep knowing that you are exactly where you are meant to be. And when you do, when you finally embrace all that you are, you'll find that nothing and no one will ever be able to hold you back again. You will no longer be bound by the expectations of others, nor will you be held back by the doubts of your past. The true power that has always been inside of you will be free to flow and create. And in this new state of being, you will experience the fullness of who you are, and the world will see you for the first time as you've always been, powerful, unstoppable, and truly alive. Chapter 7: The Fulfillment of Your Destiny. Now, chosen one, you've come to a powerful realization: the neglect, the rejection, and the struggle were never obstacles to your success. They were the very tools that forged you into who you are today. They've sharpened you, strengthened you, and prepared you for the moment you are now living, the moment when you step fully into your destiny. Every challenge, every hardship, Every moment of feeling unseen or misunderstood was a part of a divine design, a preparation for the greatness that now calls to you. Your journey is far from over. In fact, it's only just beginning. The world may have tried to dismiss you, to turn away from your light, to label you as unworthy or incapable. But now that you've recognized your own power, you understand that no one can ever diminish you again. You are no longer at the mercy of others' opinions, their judgments, or their neglect. You are no longer bound by their expectations or their limitations. Your destiny is in your hands, and it's time for you to step up and claim it fully. The fulfillment of your destiny isn't just about achieving external success or recognition. It's about stepping into a deeper understanding of who you truly are, of what you're capable of, and what you're meant to contribute to this world. It's about embracing the truth that everything you've been through, the struggles, the rejection, the painful moments, were part of the process of awakening to your highest potential. Every setback, every hardship, was molding you into the person you are now becoming. You are here for a reason, chosen one. You are here to make an impact, to leave a legacy, to share your unique gifts with the world, and to inspire others who are still living in the shadows. You've already proven your resilience, your ability to endure, and your strength. Now, it's time to prove your greatness. It's time to show the world that you are more than what they thought, more than what you ever thought. No longer will you hide, no longer will you play small or shrink yourself to fit into anyone else's vision. You will stand tall, strong, and proud, fully aware of the power you possess and the greatness within you. You will no longer apologize for your light. And as you walk forward on this path, you will begin to see the impact of your rise, not just on your own life, but on the lives of everyone around you. The ripple effect of your transformation will touch people you've never met, and change will flow from you to others like a powerful current that cannot be stopped. The universe has always had a plan for you, a purpose that was bigger than what you could see at the time. And now, you are finally stepping into that purpose. As you continue your journey, remember this: the fulfillment of your destiny is not an endpoint, it is an ever-evolving process. With each new challenge you overcome, with each new step you take, you are fulfilling your purpose. And when you look back on your journey, the neglect, the rejection, the struggle, you will see it all as the divine preparation that brought you to this moment of transformation, this moment of fulfillment. These were not moments to hold you back, but to propel you forward into the greatness that is now yours to claim. Your time has come, chosen one. Your rise has been written in the stars, and now you are fully prepared to step out of the shadows for good. No more hiding. No more doubting. The world is waiting for you to shine. It's time to claim the greatness that has always been rightfully yours. Chosen one, you've walked a path that few could ever understand, yet you've risen stronger than anyone could have predicted. The neglect, the rejection, and the shadows, these were never barriers, but the stepping stones to your greatness. You've proven that nothing and no one can define you but yourself. As you step into your power, remember this: your journey has just begun. The world may have ignored you, but now it will see you in all your glory. Keep rising, keep shining, and always remember to thank those who doubted you, because their neglect fueled your rise. Now, go forward with confidence, chosen one. Your destiny is waiting,